Welcome to At a Glance, the series where we go over a game we had recently, go over what went right, what went wrong, how this round worked out, how this round fell apart. This is just going to be At a Glance mini, so we're only focusing on this one round, and it's not just because I got an ace, it's because I want to go over how the attacking team actually had this round secured, like perfectly just wrapped up and ready, and completely threw it away, despite the advantage that they had. So I already skipped the prep phase, and the setup we've got going here is Bandit, Cav, Tubarão on site, and we have our Frost playing upstairs in Piano, because when we played the last round, they did push Piano and actually take the vertical presence. The Bandit's job, pretty simple, electrify the wall. The Tubarão's job is to freeze the wall and basically help the Bandit trick, help the wall actually stay shut. The Cav on site is a very deliberate decision, because this team brought Deimos for a lot of the previous rounds, so we brought the Cav to bait out the Deimos pings, but still play on site. So effectively, we're getting more or less free pings on Deimos, while the Deimos is basically just looking at site, which you can assume someone's inside anyway. So start of the round plays out how it usually would for the attack. They're all going to gather up at the wall, and their goal is to open the wall. You should be opening the wall at the very start of this basement attack. Bandit throws Nitro. Nitro gets shot. They're basically waiting on their hard breach right now. So Deimos throws a frag over the hole, gets one of the batteries. That's when I throw a Tubarão to make sure that anything that's on the wall doesn't get through while we have this gap. Bandit starts putting another battery. Deimos threw another frag, so we're down our Bandit, which is the worst possible pick they could have gotten here. Our Cav throws an impact over the wall to try an impact trick, which she did destroy some of the top Hibana pellets, sorta. Not enough to destroy their actual breach. At this point, you know, we've lost our Bandit. We still have our Frost starting to come down yellow. Cav on site, me on site. In the meantime, they have 3 outside what's going to be breach. They're just waiting for the breach to open. And Zofia Deimos actually pushing yellow. Deimos is going to run up and just take out our Frost. So they know that there's only 2 of us on site now. And they're already pinging the Cavs. So they know that Cav is on site. And because I'm throwing my Tubarãos, they know that I'm on site, or at least near the wall. So they're pretty much getting ready to execute. I'm out of Zoto canisters at this point. So I'm hiding behind red car. 3 outside the main wall, waiting to come in once it opens. Zofia at yellow door. Deimos at yellow, probably getting ready to ping. Does he have any pings left? He has 2, so he's getting ready to ping me. Cav just died at this very second. So it is now a 1v5 between me, the 3 outside the wall, and the 2 in yellow. This right here on paper should be a guaranteed win for them. Zof's going to push in. I'm going to down her and immediately run. The Zof is going to tell the team where I am. I'm behind red car, and the team's going to swarm that. So the instant I get this pick on the Zof, I want to be away from red car, away from them pre-firing. The Deimos runs in to try and get the refrag on the Zof. Ying throws a Candela as I'm going to swing this Deimos. And I still happen to kill the Deimos. I still don't know how. The instant I'm flashed, my brain has this sort of mental map of where the rotate is, where the enemy roughly is. So, while I'm blind, I'm just going to sort of rush to that mental map and go to my rotate. It's never guaranteed perfect, but like, it's a skill you develop when you play this game for too fucking long. The Deimos is dead. The Zofia's down. The Hibana's breach is finally open. So now Ash, Ying, and Hibana have access to site, and I have retreated into A. So they have B. They have full control of B, and there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just going to make holes so I can watch the yellow door. I notice the Zof. I take care of the Zof. So now, Ash, Ying, Hibana. Those are the last 3 on the board. They still have Defuser, so they could still win this. So they're going to come into the breach. Ash is going to jump up on the ledge. The Hibana is going to plant, and the Ying's going to sort of support the plant. This Ash is getting a little ballsy and actually trying to kill me. So I'm just going to sort of play it safe, get damage on her where I can. I get the Ash, I get the Hibana. The instant Defuser went down, these guys went from making great decisions to making terrible decisions. The Hibana's defusing behind B, which is perfect. They still have 4 drones in pocket that they have not used. They know exactly where I am, because I'm sort of fighting this Ashe at this point. The Ying is supporting the plant. Plant has gone down. At this point, what you should be doing as the attackers is going back through the breach or going behind pillar. Once the diffuser goes down, you are no longer the attack. You are now the defense, and the defense now has to attack the diffuser. If you put the diffuser down as the attacker and keep trying to attack, what happens is now you're giving the defense an opportunity to take care of you because you're rushing into the defense, as opposed to the rest of the attack where you should not be rushing into the defense. So the Ashe and I are already in this sort of duel. Diffuser goes down. The Ashe is still trying to fight me, and I get my kill on her, and I swing and get the Hibana too. This was a 1v3 situation that has already turned into a 1v1 because they got the plant down, but kept trying to push this attack instead of playing back and forcing me to fight into them. So the last one is this Ying, who for some reason has rushed into Spiral Hall, and I'm getting constant pings on this Ying, so I know where she is. And she only has a rough idea where I am. I'm gonna pivot over this way, get some damage on her. I've still got these pings. I'm just gonna approach slowly on this side, and the Ying peeks me. That is an ace. That is an ace from a 1v5 in post plant. Technically 1v3 in post plant, but it was a 1v5 and they planted. This is the positioning they had once diffuser went down. This is the very second diffuser went down. The Ashe on her own has me pinned. She does not have to come into this room. She just has to hold an angle and wait for me to make a mistake. The Ying and the Hibana are still in very safe positions. They can retreat outside of the breach and react to me actually diffusing off of sound or drones. They could play behind pillar and actually wait for me to come out of kitchen door or double door and get me as I'm pushing into them. Like, there's a million options that these attackers have for the post plant that they threw away because they kept pushing the attack more than they needed to. They're trying to play for the duels. They're trying to play for the fight. In this situation, they basically win. There's nothing I can do if they play the diffuser. But because they're playing for the fair fight, they're giving me a chance to take this back. They're basically giving me 3 50-50 gunfights. I won my 50-50 against the Ashe, I won my 50-50 against the Ying, and I won my 50-50 against the Hibana. They did not have to give me those. Like, if they just played Pillar or they played Breach, their odds of killing me would be a lot better than my odds of killing them. Because they would know, I have to come through this door or this rotate. I'm pretty pinned in kitchen. But because they're just rushing to me, they're taking all of the guesswork out of it for me. They're making it easier for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The main gist is when you get diffuser down, you're playing defense now. Don't keep pushing. Don't keep throwing bodies. Just play the diffuser. The diffuser's your win condition. The diffuser is how the defenders can win. Protect the diffuser. Don't just go for kills. No matter how good you think you are, someone can be better than you. Someone can make less mistakes than you. Don't try to play the 50-50 gunfight just because you think you're cracked. Play the objective. Play siege. Play smarter, not louder. And yeah, peace.